If you are sick of looking at the pollen around your house, raise your hand. If you are wishing that your house could look nice and sparkly clean, you are in luck, because we're very happy this morning to have C&E Pressure Washing on the show. This is Seth Clemens, Jordan Ellis. Great to see you both. So we were chatting a little bit before the cameras turned on, and I love your story, Seth. I was just asking you kind of casually how you got started, and like all good American tales, it was just kind of a matter of your work ethic and the right timing, right?
Absolutely. So we got started washing trucks in the beginning. My employer had a hard time keeping somebody reputable to wash the trucks. So eventually Jordan and I started doing that, and that's where it all started. And then we got a few other accounts and a few more accounts, and then shortly after that we started washing houses and so on, and it just got to be too much, so now this is all we do.
So it ought to be all you do, because you stay very busy. As people are listening to you this morning, if they are sick of that pollen and they want you to come out, you're working on about a 3.5 week lead time before you can tackle it, which might not be bad, because by then the pollen season should be over.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, so now's the perfect time to go ahead and get on the books.
Yeah. So how does it work, Jordan? People call you, you go out to their house, and...
Well, they'll call and Seth won't answer.
Okay.
He's got the phone number, but basically he'll put it on the schedule, and then they'll get I'll kind of mess with the schedule a little bit, send out a reminder to them a day or two ahead of time saying, hey, we're going to come out, you know, at an allotted time, and it's just between, 1 to 3 or something.
Sure.
Just to let them know. Things do happen where we might change time, but we're pretty good about getting to that schedule, and come out, clean it up, and put them on for next year for a reminder appointment, because we recommend a house wash once a year.
Okay.
A house is a big investment. Why wouldn't you take care of it?
Well, the investment is a big thing to point out, because we were also talking about the need to have your roof cleaned, which you were saying is something that a lot of people don't realize, but once you've done it, it prolongs the value and the life of that roof. Is that right?
Yeah, 5
Absolutely.
to 7 years.
5 to 7 years, which is a lot less expensive than having to replace one.
Absolutely, and then there's the added benefit of it looking good too in the curb appeal.
So when you call and you answer the phone, Seth, do you begin to ask them lots of questions though? I mean, does it depend the type of house they have, brick versus siding, that type of thing?
Yes, we'll ask all those questions, but a lot of times we just get the address from them, and we can look it up remotely, and almost 90% of the time just give a quote right there on the spot. I'd say it takes less than 5 minutes.
Okay.
Then we both agree on a date, and we get them on the calendar. In some scenarios, maybe the job is a really big home, or we can't look up anything online due to maybe its age or hasn't been listed recently, then we'll set an appointment and come out and look at it in person.
If you have not done the yearly maintenance and it's got a little bit of extra grime on there, then it might be one price initially, but then for those follow-up years to come, it won't be nearly the same. Is that right?
Right, absolutely. Yeah, once we get that clean on there, and then spitting and sputtering, might have to edit this out of there. But once you get done with the annual clean, our first visit, then yes, we would, it would be more practical the next year.
I was asking you
maintenance
too
clean.
about how often you should clean the roof part, for example, and y'all had said it just kind of depends on the wear and tear on the roof, which results in the vegetation, I guess, around it.
It's an as-needed basis. If you don't have any mildew or mold or algae growing up there, then I don't recommend it being clean. Sometimes when we go out, we will clean half the roof because there's a big giant tree on the back side of the home that's causing those organics to come up.
You can also, I guess, then detect if the gutters need to be cleaned once you're up there, and kind of give the homeowner some recommendations of what else might be lurking. Is that right?
Absolutely. We always communicate with the customer anything that we find, and in the gutter cleaning, we'll remove all the debris and also check to make sure they're flowing, all the downspouts. And
oh, you will do that yourself?
Yes.
Oh, that's great. What do you do about protecting, though, your garden beds and things like that? Because the flowers have come up now. So if you're pressure washing, does that impact that?
So during a house wash, not so much. It's a low pressure cleaning, so we're not going to blow away any vegetation or anything like that. In a roof cleaning, we actually catch the runoff and remove it, relocate it during that process, so it doesn't hurt any vegetation.
On the soft wash, are you using some type of a cleaner, or is it just water?
Yeah, it's sodium hypochlorite in the soft wash, about a 1% mixture. So that is not harmful to vegetation.
Okay.
And then we rinse it all down with fresh water.
I'm talking to you from the homeowner's perspective, but you also do work with businesses as well, so you do commercial work too?
Yes, you know, I mean, any type of commercial work, hotels, commercial buildings, you know, loading docks, etc. We were just at the Church of God of Prophecy this past week, cleaning up everything out there.
And once you're there, if it's a, you know, 2,500 square foot house, pretty cut and dry, you're in and out, what, within a couple of hours?
Yeah, I would say 3 hours or less.
Okay. So here's where you call them, and they can be to your door in about 3 weeks or a smidge more. CEpressurewashing.com is their website. 443-2818 is that phone number that puts you through to Seth. They do work on Saturdays, is that right?
Yes.
So they are weekend people as well as the Monday through Friday. And they are two guys who had a lot of hard-working ingenuity, said, I'll do it, and now look at the business they've been having for 6 years, making people happy.
Yep.
Thank you both.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Chris Keith from Wedemark Keith. After a car wreck, things can get really tough.